bonjour. I can get someone to take a card. They take a card. Then I take the card from them and I said, do you remember the card? And they say,
Yes.
Yes. And I say, shuffle the cards, please. They shuffle the cards right in front of me. They do their crazy thing. Now, while I'm charming them and looking at the deck, I'm thinking, I want you to think of the card. I think it's a black card. It's a club, isn't it? Would it be the 4 of clubs? Would it be this one? That's right. Let's learn it. All right, yo, what's up everyone? I'm at the Financial Center here in District 1. It's called Big Texaco Financial Tower. Nothing to do with the World Trade Towers, but it's just a tower that's cool. And I'm at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf here, and we're gonna be teaching you right now how to crimp a card with one hand. This is a really cool effect, and I like it, and it is just, it's cool and you have to learn it. It's a little bit more advanced, but as I said, that's what you do like to learn a little bit. And if for the people who don't want to learn this, there are 360 other videos on this channel. I'm sure you might be able to find just one video you might like. So this is how it is. You're taking the card goes back inside of the deck, right? Anyone, and I can ask someone, okay, I want you to shuffle the cards. They shuffle the cards, they do their thing, and whenever I want, I can go through and I can find the card, right? So, what you're doing, it's a crimp. A crimp is something like this. You're marking the card. A crimp could be a big crimp, a crimp could be a small crimp. It doesn't matter, but a crimp is a way, it's just marking the card in a certain way so you can find it again. Poker guys or people that cheat do many different things. You know, they do a little small crimp like this. They put a little marking on the card that's like ultraviolet light that they can find. It's just, you know, it's depending on how they want to do it. So, you get someone to choose a card, okay? What's gonna happen is the card's gonna go back inside the deck. You're holding the deck in mechanics grip, okay? So if you don't know mechanics grip, learn it in the video below. Then what's gonna happen is this. So you're in this position right now. You're going to be using your forefinger to jolt the card or move it to the left side, all right? Then you're gonna be bringing the card, pushing the card down, and what's gonna happen is this. Because it's on an angle, I can't really do it slowly because you need momentum, but it's gonna be coming down all the way, and this is what's gonna happen. The card is gonna be protruding out in a very odd way, all right? But with that odd way, you're gonna be using your left little pinky, right? I call this J pinky. You're gonna be pulling down the card or pushing it up. Whatever you're more comfortable with. But I normally pull down the card, and I'm not shy. I don't do a little bit, I bend a lot of it, all right? Usually because of this. When you're using, this deck is brand new, but we've been filming all day. So it's a little bit hard to see, I don't know if we can get that, but they already see, because I've done this a few times to the camera, there are a few crimps in the card already. So it's not flush. A new deck, you don't have to crimp it as much. But when you're doing this with maybe not as a fresh deck, if you use it as much as I do, you're going to be putting a crimp in the card. So what happens is you're here, you're using your left pinky to pull this down. See that? It's like very strong, all right? Then you're using your left pinky again to angle the card back up inside the deck, square up, and then give the deck to someone to shuffle. And this is done within a couple of seconds, or 2-3 seconds, depending on how quick you want to do it, but it's not a big deal as you would have seen in the performance. And then of course, when you go through, now, here's the problem as well. I don't know which actually crimp it is because I didn't crimp it hard enough. But when you go through, then you can go and find the card in your certain way. So the card goes inside the deck, you hit it to the left, you pull the card down, right? Now, depending on how high your hand is in the deck, it will just be how your style is. You might have to pull it down with your thumb, but your end goal is to have the card sticking out so you can bend it. I might bend it up this time, all right? Then I put it all inside of the deck, square up. I give the deck to someone and they shuffle. When you can let someone shuffle the cards, it's very powerful, all right? Then all what happens is you bring the deck back, you turn the deck up, and you're looking for the largest crimp. Okay, you're looking for the largest crimp. Now I don't know if you're gonna be able to get this shot, but there's a few crimps here because the deck is old, okay? But I'm assuming it's the one right here, okay? So it's the one right there. And I'll do it again, and I'll make sure it's the card. So the Jack of Hearts, all right? Card goes in, right this, right? Okay, and you're doing that. And then card comes together. And as you can see right now, there's a big crimp here. They shuffle the cards. It doesn't matter how they shuffle too. They can shuffle this way, they can shuffle this way, and you're just turning the cards up, and you need the cool thing, it's right on bottom. Because it's that one right there. But let's say it wasn't, it's obviously right here. Then I take the deck back, and I go, I want you to think of the card. And as I'm looking down, I'm looking for the crimp, and all I do is you can either cut it to the top or cut it to the bottom. I'll be honest, I'm not worried if it cuts to the bottom or top. If it cuts to the top, I know it's on top. If it cuts to the bottom, I can either peek at it, predict it, shuffle it, find it. If you're gonna find it again, it's important you know where the crimp is, so when you take it out, it's right, the crimp is here. Look what I do with my left fingers. I do this. I just fix the card again. So that's another move. So once again, it's here. I'll make it obvious. Take the card out. I can't do this. So one more time just for you, normal speed, it looks like this. They grab the card goes back inside of the deck. I pull the card down, I do the move, I square up, I give the deck to them, they shuffle the cards, right? And then of course I look for the cards here. I don't see it this side, I turn over, I look, think of the card. Of course, then I know the card's here, I see the crimp, I take the card out, and of course, that is the card. One important tip as well is when the card's inside the deck and once it's bent, if you turn over the deck and you don't see a crimp on this side, obviously you want to turn it over around and you'll see the crimp there. This is how it is. You're going to be shuffling, you don't know where the crimp's going to be. Once you see the crimp, then I said you can cut it, of course, and you know where the crimp is, and then of course I fix it up and turn the card over, or I predict their minds. So that is it. Practice it with the time into it, and I hope you enjoyed that video once again from me. Ciao. You ask your spectator to think of a card. You give the deck to them and you ask them to place it between their hands. And then you ask your spectator to name the card, and they name it, and they go through the deck, and it's just not there. And then you bring out a packet of sealed chips. They take the chips, they open the chips, and inside they find their selected card. My friends, this is sealed. This trick is easy to do, it's visually amazing, it requires no sleight of hand, and you will blow anyone away with it. Welcome to Sealed.